Hi everyone. Sorry it's been forever. Things just kept coming up, and as you can tell, my voice is off today. I kind of lost my voice Friday, and I'm recording Sunday, so I don't know what's going on. I feel better, but my voice is just not all the way there. So first off, I apologize if my voice is annoying for anybody. I'm trying really hard, so because it's been about 3 weeks, and I really wanted to get back, and I really wanted to talk to you guys. So, um, the the reason I didn't record 2 weeks ago was because of my wisdom teeth that I had taken out. I had 6 wisdom teeth, had an extra set. Yay for being special. And my bruising is actually finally completely gone. It took almost 2 weeks for the bruising to go away and over a week for the swelling to completely go away. So it was kind of rough, but it wasn't too bad. So I can't complain. My surgeon did a great job. Everything went really well and whatnot. And I barely had to take anything more than an ibuprofen, so that made me happy. Because if you know me personally, I don't like taking prescription painkillers, the whole history behind that. But, so actually this week, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for putting up with me. I promise this is not my normal voice. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for sticking around. And again, I apologize for just not being around. So, and I will talk, of course, more about that at the end of the section. So, this week I have knitting, spinning, and sewing for you, so I am super excited. This might be a long episode, I don't know. Depends on my voice, so we'll see. So let's go ahead and talk about finished objects. I actually have a few things. During my time off with my wisdom teeth, I got like a lot of crafting done, or at least it felt like it, so I was really happy. So let me first show you a couple things. So the first thing, sorry, trying to juggle everything. I finished my Roller City socks. This was my brown bag sock for this month, June, and I finished them, and they're really pretty. You can't. There's the sparkle. There's sparkle in it, and this is a Barocco yarn. I've had it forever, and I still have plenty. I don't know if it's enough for another pair of socks, which is fine because I wouldn't want 2 pairs of socks in the same color, so this is all pretty much going to go to the sock blanket, which is fine. I'm excited. It's really pretty. And I actually have another pair of socks in this. They're short socks as well with really nice cable detailing. But now I have a plain pair of socks for myself. I really just wanted a plain pair. And I made a plain pair, guys. If anyone knows me, I am horrible at just doing plain Jane socks, but I've gotten better recently. So these are for me. I haven't weaved in the ends, if you can't tell. But they flew by really quick. These are top down. It's a free pattern. It's Rose Roller City socks, I think is what it's called. It's a really popular pattern. So there was a huge craze when it came out, and they still float around quite a bit. But yeah, the pattern was very good. Great for a beginner, intermediate to advanced, past that. It's a great reference point. I actually went ahead and printed it off, and I'm gonna put it in my knitting journal, so I always have just kind of a reference to refer back to. So I don't know, it's really nice. I like these. And then my next one, it has not been blocked, so I will show it again whenever I have it completely blocked out. But this was my Overlook shawl by Deborah Frank. She is known as Oblivious Knits. Sorry, it's just a little slow today. But I finished it. It's a little short. If you can see, it goes past my... Oh, this is the back side. There we go. And it goes past my chest. So I believe when it blocks out, this is going to be much bigger. But, and I still had plenty of yarn left. I actually kind of wish I had done... There's... you have like the beginning, and then the first chart is where you can repeat it. The pattern calls for like a 4 repeat, and then you can either add or decrease there to make your shawl longer, and the math works out just fine, which is amazing that Deborah can do that. But because this is not her first lace shawl, but I only did 2 repeats. I still have plenty of yarn left. There we go. Still have a nice chunk, so I might even be able to knit socks out of this for myself. But this yarn is Shanty Knits. She is from Canada. I actually did a expat swap with someone, and they sent me this yarn along with some other goodies, if you guys remember. And again, I didn't really want to go out and buy more yarn when I came to do the shawl, and I was looking at it and I was a little leery because it's a variegated, but it has turned out really pretty. I'm actually really quite happy with it, and when it blocks out, it's going to look so much better. Not that it doesn't look good now, but yeah, that's Shanty Knits, and I will try and link that in the show notes. But it turned out really nice. I'm so excited, and I actually got to, Mina is doing an expat knit along where you have to use yarn that is not from where you are. So, got to use this. So I entered into that, and then of course, not that I win anything, but this was part of the knit along that we did for Deborah, which ends at the end of this month. I think we only had 2 participants, which is totally fine. It was, you know, it was just great knitting along with other people. And both of their shawls are so pretty. One did it in like a khaki color. That's the best way I can describe it. Sorry about that. Someone just pulled up. Anyways, and then the other person did a variegated as well, and hers looks really pretty. I like hers. So, but yeah, I finished it. I was really happy. And I cannot, like I said, I can't wait to block it. I've been cleaning actually today, so I have more, or everything's kind of picked up and organized, so I can definitely lay out my blocks and pin it and everything. So, alright, works in progress. I only actually have, there's the blanket, but I haven't touched the blanket. Actually, I guess I do have stuff on the blanket I could show. I have done some knitting on it, but it wasn't a lot. I did start one of my cable squares, but I've only gotten like a couple rows into it, so I'm not going to bother to show you that. But I have been working on my cardigan, and it has definitely grown a lot. Now this is just a simple cardigan pattern. It's free. It is linked on the Ravelry page for this, project page for it. Oh, this is, I guess I could put it on my mannequin, but so I've actually gone into the 3rd color now, used up all of this, and I've split the sleeves. So I was able to do part of the sleeve with the dark red, or yeah, the dark red, and then I switched over to the light red. And I still am knitting the light red for the body. I don't know if I want to cut it short and then add more rows for the sleeves to try and make it even. I'll have to count and see, because I still have plenty of red left. I'd actually knitted some gauntlets with these, and then I wanted the yarn, so I tore it out. And this is the last of the red, and it's actually gotten, I get quite a bit out of this, so I think I will do probably a few more rows, cut it, and then knit on the sleeves, or continue the sleeves with this color. So, but it's so soft. This is it's 60% Angora, and I really love this. This is clearance yarn I found at a local yarn store. Again, I'm so sorry about my voice, but I'm really enjoying this. I love it. Want to get it done because I have other sweaters that I want to cast on as well, and then of course I have socks I want to work on. I really just want to do cardigans and socks right now. I don't know, but I just wish cardigans were quicker, or I was quicker when it came to cardigans. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's making me super happy. And actually, let me go ahead and grab my blanket, and we can talk a little about it. So I got a bit done on this. I actually wanted to finish the rows, and yep, so I have, I'm thinking, hold on, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, so I finished up on top with these pretty the blues and this gray. Then I got this funky color, that's Woolen Vine, and then this is British Bay Knits. And I think this one, because it has pink in it, it has more pink, so I think I'm going to knit another one of this. But I'm at the point where when we fold this in half, I am, let's see, five rows on one half and then 4 rows on the other. So I'm going to add 1 more row and then I'm going to start on the sides. I believe that's what I want to do. No, I actually want to make it where it's six rows on both sides, and then I will start on the side because I keep doing trades in multiples of 6, so that way I can group people together. But yeah, I haven't really worked on this, worked on this in about 2 weeks. I've been wanting to do other things, and I've gotten back into spinning, which I'm super excited. Yeah, super excited about that. But before we go on for that, I'm going to open my brown bag for next month. So, excuse the crinkling. Here it is, unopened. And I just pulled this out of my trunk. So it is Christmas yarn. I kind of want to swap this, to be honest. So this is Marathon North Pole. Oh, Marathon Stripe. Wisdom Yarn Marathon Stripe North Pole. Yeah, sorry, the tag is in this. I actually bought this off of someone's D-stash. It's really pretty. I like it. I just don't know if I want to work on it. And this is what the picture... Ooh. I don't know. So we'll see. I have kind of given myself the option to do one swap out of the year. If like I wasn't feeling it, I could put it back in and grab another one, and I just have to go from there. But no, I'll wind it up, and we'll see. I don't think it'd be that bad because I can knit myself some. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. So, okay, on to spinning. I have been bitten by the spinning bug, and I blame it on the festival that my mother and I went to Friday when I lost my voice. So I don't know. Let me show you the first. I actually finished something, and then I have something on. Actually, I have 2 things on my spindle. So let me grab them. Alrighty. So this is Yarntasia. Jen from Yarntasia actually gifted me this fiber, and it is her Emerald Gradient. And I think her shop is still on vacation. She just had a baby a little while back, and her daughter is gorgeous, and everyone seems super happy. So congratulations, Jennifer. Anyways, so I finished it. It's actually 2. So here's the big bulky one, and I will walk up. It's really pretty. And then pretty much all the white is in this other one. And I really love the bits of thick and thin. And James actually teased me the other day because I actually got a bunch of fiber from the festival, and he's like, how do you keep buying all this fluffy stuff? You haven't even made anything out of what you've spun. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I think the next thing knit along I'm gonna do is like knit your hand spun. So but this was really lovely. I loved it. There were a lot of the chunks, I think it's like the locks that I couldn't pull real thin. So I just kind of left them. I was like, you know what, just let them go. And they're pretty much the bulk. They are where all the bigger spins are in. But I really wish I would have been brave enough to try and get this plied with this, but the spindle was pretty full, and it seemed pretty full, and I just didn't want to risk it. So I went ahead and spun this up, plied this up by itself. So anyways, there's that, and I'm really proud of myself. And it's funny though, because I got myself a Nitty Knotty. It's a small one, so it makes very tiny skeins, and yeah, hold on. So I have baby skeins that aren't that pretty, but it'll be great for when I do mini skeins. Although I really like to ball my mini skeins when I trade them. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then what I'm working on. But here's the first thing, and I think I'm gonna kind of abandon it for now. It's on. So what I have here is Angora goat fiber. I've spun some of it up, and there's different colors in there. So it's a rainbow batch, and it's just chunks like this is how I bought it. It was really cheap. And now I might get a hold of Jen or someone else that I know with a blending board and ask them if they could just blend this up for me, make it like a bat or a roguelets, whatever those are called, for me, because I'm having a little hard time. I've spun some of it, but I don't know, it is kind of a pain. And I forgot who I got this from. I got it actually a few years ago, so I've had that for a while, and it's going okay. So we'll have to see what happens with it. My next thing is actually, I have been spinning like a mad woman since Friday night, since I've gotten this. So, and it's actually 2 new acquisitions, so I can talk about all of it. Okay, so first off, the fiber is Petunia. Oh, it's by Wild Hair Studio. Aunt Petunia's Pudding Smidgens. It's colorway inspired by the world of Harry Potter, and and it contains purebred Romedale, CVM wool, and a crossbred wool from Other Farm, Bamboo, and Angelina, which is the sparkle. So, and it actually came with 5 of these little smidgens, I guess we'll call it that. And I only have 2 left in the bag. I'm working on the 3rd, so I have 2 on here already. And this is my new spindle. If you guys, if anyone's familiar with my spindles, you'll know this is not a regular one. I got this from Purdy Things, and first off, she was really sweet. She's actually originally from the same part of Florida, around the same part of Florida as my mom, so they actually sat and talked a bit, so that was cool. And it is the entire, I'll call it shaft, is this kind of bump. Sorry, I had a bit of an attack. But the entire shaft, as I was saying, is this bump, which is really pretty. It was only maybe $25, maybe a little cheaper. I felt it was reasonably priced, and she had a light colored as well, but I was just really drawn to dark wood. It always, like with spindles and hand carved crochet hooks and needles, I'm always usually drawn to the darker colors because it reminds me of Harry Potter wands. And so yeah, I always that's kind of my preference when I buy my spindles and whatnot. But it was really pretty, and it's very hefty. And I feel like that's a good thing, because I have, like, you can see how thin I've been spinning this, and it's very consistent throughout, and I give a lot of that to the spindle, because it's the weight is almost perfect, where I'm just holding it and doing little drafting it, and it's doing everything else. Like it feels like I'm barely drafting, like it's even helping me draft, and I'm just spinning it super quickly. So I actually haven't touched it today because last night I was getting tired and it broke on me a couple times, and so I was like, okay, you need to take a sleep, or you need to go to sleep. But this fiber's actually been working up like a dream. Here it is in its glory, all opened up, and if I can remember to insert a picture of the pudding that this is about, I feel like it's a very accurate colorway. So it's got that really pretty shoots of red, and then which are the cherries, and then the purple and this green, and it's just so pretty. I mean, to be honest, I bought it because the name, and it was like, oh, it looks nice, and I started spinning it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. If you can see, I don't know how well, but it is so pretty. See the red? It's I just could not wait to finish this, and yeah. And this was about 1.2 ounces, so like I said, I'm very, very happy with this. I cannot wait to finish it, just to admire it. So, oh, and then sewing. So we will talk about sewing. And so that's all the spinning I have. And now let's talk about sewing, because I am super proud of myself. We went to a Cardinals game last weekend, St. Louis Cardinals, and we took the kids, so it was the boy and then the 3 girls. And Jimmy had already gone to a game like 2 years ago with James, and he had gotten a jersey. And what else? So he already had his jersey to wear, and James had one, and I had one. And we found this Cardinals cotton fabric that they had recently come out with this summer, and this is the first year for a long time that they've actually had cotton. They've had the fleece for years, but you can't really make much out of the fleece. And so this year they finally have cotton. I believe they have flannel as well. I don't know, but so we got it, and I told James, like, oh yeah, you know, I want to make a dress for myself, and I was wanting to make skirts for the girls because I thought that'd be cute. So he went ahead and bought the fabric. We spent like $30 for 4 yards of fabric. So it was a yard of this fabric and then 3 yards of this fabric back here. $30. And I mean, it was 25% off already, and then I had like a 20 or 15% off coupon, so not a lot of savings, but still we did save some. We couldn't even, like, that's pretty much the price of a jersey at the store. And so James is like, hey, let me go ahead and buy this. It'll save us money, and all you have to do is make it. So we easily saved hundreds of dollars by getting the girls making the skirts. So I made them a little skirt, so each of them had one, and I will insert a picture of all of us. So and these skirts actually gave me a lot of problems because I was just doing it on the fly, trying to do it like the easy skirts like me, and it didn't quite work out because splitting a yard into 3 is, and the little girls were like, one is short, but then, you know, the other one's decently tall, so if they were all equal size, the taller ones, it would have been mini skirts, and they didn't need that. So I tried all these different ways of trying to make it. I tried to do like a fold over elastic around and gather it up in there, and I don't do very well with gathering just like by hand. So I have a gathering foot now. I haven't seen if it works yet on my machine, but I have one, and hopefully that will make life so much better. So I tried all that, and then I was looking over and had some fabric hung up, and I had that like almost 2.5 yards of red cotton that I bought from the thrift store. And I was like, perfect, I can use that to make a waistband. I'm so sorry. My throat just keeps drying out because I'm talking. But so I was like, oh, I can make a waistband. This will solve all my problems. It'll be easy, whatnot. So I did. I made a waistband, and it added a little bit to it. Oh, again, sorry. And it turned out really cute. It fit them really well, as you can see in the picture. And yes, I'm happy. This is Elizabeth's. Yes, this is Elizabeth's. So this is the older girls. And they were all really happy. They were excited, and, you know. So now I'm actually going to make them tons of skirts because every little girl needs tons of skirts. But, so, as you saw in the picture, I actually made myself a dress. So, it's over here with Daisy. And I will go ahead and insert another picture of me wearing it, which you've seen on Instagram if you follow me. But here it is. Here's the top part. Got a nice pleat right here. That's what I call it, was a pleat. And then it has darts right here in the front. It has 2 darts in the front and 2 in the back. You can't really see it at all. Sorry about that. There's the dart. And I had to do an invisible zipper, which I hate these, but I'm getting better because I want to make my own clothes, and almost everything has invisible zippers. So I'm going to get better. And then it just has a nice full skirt. In the pattern, I do wish the skirt was shorter. So I think if I make it, I am going to make the pattern again. So I'm going to experiment with trying to shorten the skirt on that. But it actually turned out really nice. I'm going to show the insides because I'm really proud of my insides. Woo. So, look at that. See how pretty that is? And around the waist. And everything actually, on the outside, there's only like 2 spots where the seams meet. And I'll show one of them. It's almost, oops, sorry. It's very close. I feel like this is the first dress I've ever made. I feel like it came out pretty good. You know, there's some bumps and bruises, but I still think it came out well. I didn't sew this down. I didn't quite know what the pattern was talking about, and I was on a deadline. I literally finished it this Saturday morning. I finished it like 30 minutes before we left on the road. So, but and it has like a little kind of a line. Oh, sorry. This is like a bodice lining, I guess. It doesn't go all the way. It just covers really around the shoulders and whatnot, as a way to kind of give it that seamless look where you just invert it. But yeah, it actually, this is something that it, and I will talk about the pattern here in a second. It talked about neatening neatening what you did. And I didn't do it on one side. But it wasn't needed. Anyways, there's the back. So where you actually do like an overlocking stitch along the edges, and that way it doesn't fray, and it looks like a, what is that thing called? Serger had done it, almost like a serger did it. But really pretty, so like even if a pattern doesn't call for it, I'm definitely going to be doing this. So I have one spot I need to do it, because on this side with the zipper, it has you neaten the edges, and it might have told me to do it on the other side where there is no zipper, but I didn't for some reason, so I'll probably neaten it up just a little bit for my sake. But yeah, so I'm actually really proud of my dress. First dress I've ever made for myself. I've made skirts and PJs, but never a dress, and I'm really, really proud of myself. So, actually that pattern, the Daisy dress from Simply Sewing magazine, this was issue 15, which this is a UK magazine, so we get it a month behind here in the US, which kind of sucks, but either way, we went to the bookstore for some reason, and it was after we got the fabric, and we went to the bookstore, and I was like, oh, you know, I have the kind of like a simple dress in mind, but I don't really know. I'll look through the patterns at home. Went to look at the magazines, saw the pattern sitting there because it comes in like a baggie, because it like each issue comes with a pattern, and I looked at it and it was just beautiful, and I looked at it and I'm like, you are the dress I need to make. Everything is perfect. I was also slightly delirious at the time. I was not feeling good, if you can imagine from my mouth. So here is, but yeah, I saw it, I was like, oh, it spoke to me, it's so pretty, and it really is one of those dresses, depending on the fabric, super fancy or down, and then if you just do kind of a simple dress, how you accessorize can really dress it up or dress it down. And like I said, I cannot wait to make more of this dress. I've already have, actually I have 2 more in mind that I'm going to use for this pattern. So, and this is actually a really great magazine if you've ever, it's kind of expensive, but it's just as much as like a knitting magazine with all those patterns in it. So, really great. And I went ahead and bought next month, so we'll go into acquisitions. This is the one that's currently available here in the US, and the pattern is the play suit. So I'm kind of iffy about jumpsuits because most I've found didn't really fit me right and I didn't like them, but I figured, sorry, apologies about that. I had an attack. Anyways, as I was talking about, I went ahead and got the next issue, which the outfit is the Poppy playsuit, and all these patterns, all their at least the past 6 of them, I believe you can order the patterns from them. So anyways, like jumpsuits and I kind of up and down. I haven't found a lot that fit me well, but I figure I'm gonna try this because it looks nice, and I know at least my best friend Kristen will look good in one of these, and I figure if I make it myself, then maybe I will actually be able to fit it the way that I think would look good on me. So, excuse me, I have a cough drop in my mouth, so that's what's in my cheek. It seems to be helping a bit where I'm not coughing so much. So, this is the next project after I probably make 2 more Daisy dresses. So, the fun thing about those books is or magazines, they have other smaller projects in there as well. This new issue actually has a little girl's dress in it, which I am wanting to at least make one and see how it goes for the girls. So, and there's also like a, what is it, a bunting or little flags on a piece of string pretty much pattern in there as well. And then the last one, there was this really cool kind of like scrap rug where you have to use a jean needle, and then you have like cotton rope, and you make kind of like a strip out of your scrap fabric and wrap it around and then sew and just keep going till it gets bigger and bigger. So I want to try that because it looks really cool and exciting, and I have scraps to use as well for it. Okay, so that is, so I actually have all kinds of things. I have fiber. I'm going to keep going and talk about the fabric that I got. And I actually also bought 2 patterns from Colette's Patterns. They were having a sale. It was 30% off. Having a sale that was 30% off, and I got this Iris, which is a really cute shorts pattern, and then I got Mabel, which is a knit mini skirt, and it like teaches you how to knit or to sew knits on a regular sewing machine, and I love those type of skirts as well, so I'm pretty excited. I'm probably gonna make dozens of those. So, and on our way home from the Fiber Fest, Mom and I stopped by Clarksville to the Hancocks because Hancocks is going out of business. And for my shorts, I got this really nice, you can see that detail, fabric for shorts. And then I found this in the remnants. It's a real pretty white. It has a shine to it, if you can see the detailing on there. And what do you call it? I want to make a dress out of this. It would have to be a lined dress. It's not too sheer, but it's see-through enough that you could see what I'm wearing underneath. So, but and actually this fabric, I accidentally got 50% off twice. The lady at the counter who cut it wrote down the price as 50%, and then I wasn't paying attention when I was rung up, and that lady took a 50% off of the price that the cutting counter had given me. So I felt kind of bad about that, but at the same time I only ended up paying like, I think $2 for this. So, and I also got a gathering foot, which I'm pretty excited. I'm going to try later, so hopefully that works on my machine. So that is all the sewing stuff I've gotten. So as I mentioned earlier, that other fiber was a new purchase, and then I also got an ounce of Angora, and this is from, sorry about the crinkling, the other bag is very crinkly. Oh, let's see. It is Bama Angoras, high quality German Angora rabbits and wool, and they're based out of Alabama. Interesting. But it's 100% Angora. It is super soft, and I think Sherlock smelled it through the bag because I had all this stuff in like a reusable bag sitting so I could show James, and I just left it there. And he kept trying to get in the bag. I don't know if it was like the paper bags that were inside of it he wanted, or maybe the fiber he smelled and was wanting to get into it. I don't know. But to have 100% Angora to play with. And then I also got, and I know it's in the bag so you really can't see it, but I got, let me remember this correctly. This is 50% yak and 50% merino. Only paid $2.50 an ounce, and so I only got an ounce. And then I have camel and merino, 50-50. Again, only $2.50 an ounce. And I cannot wait to play with these. Of course, I'm going to finish my other thing and get it plied. But I saw that, and because they had a board with all of it on there, and I went up and looked at it, and I saw yak and I saw camel, and I was like, oh, I need to have these now. So I bought, well, I actually they were busy talking. So I did a lap, came back, and they were still talking. I was not leaving the building, even though it was hot as Hades in that building. There's 3 buildings, and that one had no air conditioning. And I was like, I'm not leaving until I get this fiber, because with my luck, I would come back and it would be gone, and I wanted it. So I was able to get it. I actually wanted camel and teakle. It's silk, I think, but she didn't have any of that. But she had the merino left, so I still took it. Sadly, I don't think they're going to be doing the yak and the camel anymore. So whenever they're gone, it's gone. It's gone. So that was a little sad, but oh well. What is that? I also got. What is this called? Shivat, which is a sheep, and it's just real pretty natural colors. I believe I just got, I got 2 ounces of it because it seemed pretty dense. And again, it was really cheap. I paid $2.50, so it was $1.25 an ounce for it. And it was just a sheep I'd never heard of, and they actually, let me get the card. It's Fringe and Fleece from Boonville, Missouri, and but they had all kinds of different sheep, and sorry. Anyways, there was information on that. They had all kinds of different sheep, and this one I'd never heard of, and they actually had the staple information on there, and it had a pretty long staple. I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy it. It's cheap. I'll buy it and try it. And then I also got this. This was my first purchase. Positive Plantation Pagoras, and this is 100% Pagora fiber. I believe it's only an ounce or half an ounce. But little sheep. I mean goats. Oh my gosh, they're goats. But and it is super soft. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so soft. My mom had actually seen that they had a class, or something. I think it was a class about the Pagoras, and she was really interested to see it. She didn't get to meet one, but she got to see the fiber and everything. It was very soft, and she didn't seem to have a reaction to it, which is good. Wool, she tends to have a reaction to, I think it's just the scales bother her. But she didn't have a reaction to that. It was really nice. It's something I had never heard of before. And, well, I think I had, but never really seen it in person before. So I went ahead and bought it. It was a little, I think I paid like $12. But, you know, it's something cool, exciting, and it was fun. So I went ahead and got it. And then I have 2 other things. This is the other spindle I got, completely hand carved. Is that not pretty? It is so beautiful. It was a little expensive, $30. But, I mean, it's hand carved, and if you can't tell, it's very balanced. So, and the people were very, very nice. And the quality, if you can't tell, this quality is amazing. There was another one that was really pretty. The design was pretty, but then this kind of reminded me of a hazard sign. So I got it. Could also be seen as, well, it's upside down. I was going to say the Triforce from Zelda, but it's upside down. And then the other thing I got was just a Nitty Notty, which I got it in a light wood. Surprise, surprise, because they're usually a dark wood, but It's just a small one, and I got it. It's the Huskey. I think it was like the cheapest one I found, and I got it from Luna Bud Knits, which I will have an interview posted later this week with her. Oh, sorry. And it's, so yeah, I wanted one. I was tired of using a book and whatnot, and it collapses down. So even though James is like, it's just more stuff, and I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's it. That's all the acquisitions. So let's see. Okay, so that is it. Like I said, that's it for the crafting. Pretty much everything's gonna be closed. So next week I will have announcements for the May socks and the Overlook knit along. Warrior Camp is starting this week, so please go over and check it out if you want to get in on it. So there's that. And that's it. So if you don't want to stick around for blather and stuff, I will see you next time, and I promise it will be next week. So bye. So weekend review. This is probably going to be a little short because of my voice, but so let's see. There was the wisdom teeth. All went well, just took forever to recover. I took Thursday, which was surgery day. Took Thursday, Friday off. I went in Monday because I had to go. Because we have a lot of stuff that goes on Monday, and it's really kind of important for both lab techs to be there. And I managed to make it through the full day. Very drowsy driving home, but I did it. It was scary. And then I even went to knitting that night, which all the talking just, you know, you don't really talk that much, and then I just started talking, and I swelled up again, and it hurt. And so Tuesday morning I actually called out because I just, everything hurt again. But then I was able to go for the rest of the week, and everything was fine. So, so that went fine. Oh, and then that week, the next week, we took the kids to a Cardinals game in St. Louis, and that was really exciting. Everyone enjoyed themselves. We all had a good time. We actually went Saturday, stayed the night, and then the game was Sunday, and we drove home. And it worked out for the best. If you can't tell, I have a little sunburn right there on both sides. And everything went well, except for the hotel. We actually went out for dinner. It had a pool, and our plan was to swim that night. That was going to be the fun thing for the kids. Everyone got new swimsuits Friday night. We went out to dinner, got there, hung out a little bit, then went out to dinner, came back. The pool was temporarily closed, and so we went up, chilled for a bit, and James went to check on it. Someone had gotten sick in the pool while we were out for dinner, so it was completely closed down for the rest of the weekend, which really sucked. The kids were kind of upset, but they were still so fascinated by the hotel. They had never stayed in one before, or at least the younger ones hadn't. And so they just thought it was cool. This hotel room was cool, so that kind of worked out. And we got ice cream and whatnot to eat in the room. And then the next day we had the game, and they all really enjoyed that. Got some free stuff and whatnot. And they did actually really good on that drive. It was about a 2.5-hour drive between here and St. Louis, so they did really well, all four of them. So there was that. And then next week, everything at work was pretty normal. And then, oh, what happened? Oh, that's this weekend. That's right. Okay. So I took Friday off, and Mom and I went to the Middle Tennessee Fiber Fest and down in Dixon, Tennessee, which was about a 3-hour drive. We only had a little adventure right there towards the end, like the very last turn to go to get to the Fiber Fest. We weren't paying attention and blew past it and went did a little 2-mile road trip. So that was fun. But the festival was actually really fun. I would say this is the largest festival. It was actually the biggest year that they'd had so far. It was 3 buildings, and then they even had House of Yarn, which is kind of like a food truck, but yarn in there. They had some animals, and I'll insert pictures at the end, but it was really fun. We didn't do any classes, but I did get an interview with Luna Bud Knits, which I will get up later this week. And, you know, I got a ridiculous amount of fiber, and then I got 2 new spindles. It was just a lot of fun, just kind of meeting some people, and just there was so much going on, and it was so exciting. I think next year we'll try and do like an overnight, where we try and do an overnight and maybe take a class or 2. So, because they had tons of classes and it looked really good, or really fun. But and then like I said, we went to Hancock's afterwards and then came home. Other than that, lifting has been up and down. I mean, I took almost an entire week off because of surgery, and so it's been, I've been crawling kind of at this moment, just trying to get back into things, but I'm getting there. Everything's working out. My squat, I just kind of seem to have forgotten how to squat, so James and I are really working on that and pushing, but I'll get back to it, no problem. Everything else, deadlift seems to be just fine. Bench hasn't really, bench is there, you know, it's might be like a step or 2 behind, but not too bad. And I think that's that. So thank you all so much. I'll talk to you later. Sorry about my voice. I really wanted to get this video out, so I apologize if it's not 100%, but I will be so much better next week and everything will be great. So bye guys.